So we got through accepting every single offer on DoorDash on per offer, not per time, for day 19. And I did it a little different this time. Instead of accepting every single DoorDash offer and then just going through whatever they gave me, I pretty much paused and went back to Safeway or right back to the zone anytime I went out of the zone to see if it would make any more money. And let's go ahead and get into it. I'll explain what I think, and on top of that, just some of the orders just didn't turn out as well, but it kind of did all right. It was pretty busy. I should have made more than this, but we did all right, I think. Anyways, let's go into it. Order was actually Instacart, not DoorDash. Wasn't seeing anything on DoorDash, and I was pretty much right to the zone, and DoorDash didn't send me anything for a good half hour, so I was like, let's just do this. It was decent enough. It was $40. It was like 18 miles, but only like 22 items. 2 items, 28 units. Threw it in about an hour or so. Let's see here. Yeah, so I got the order at 9:52. We ended at 10:56. It was $16.06 base batch pay and $24.40 in tips, making it $40.46. Through that one. And then I was hungry and I didn't want to really take a break or anything, so we kind of ate some stuff from AM PM, or we did. We got the corn dog and the loaded hash brown. Not the greatest thing in the world, but it worked to be driving and eating. Shouldn't have got the sauce, but luckily I didn't get it anywhere. I really need to stop having any kind of sauce in my car, as that's what made it so just, messy and stuff in my last car. Anyways, so the next offer came up, and it was DoorDash, and we got $8.50 for 2.7 miles, 9 items. Kind of a high-paying offer, more like in between, but decent enough, not really bad at all. And then, so it was $5.50 base pay, $3 customer tip. Base pay was decent on that one, or at least decent enough. Then we got this large catering order. It would be good if it was close, but we had to go 10.2 miles. $20.75. It was not really a large catering order though, which was pretty interesting. It was just a basic order, just had 4 pizzas in it. But so we got $3.25 base pay, $17.50 customer tips. So the customer tips on that one was pretty good in my opinion, but the base pay just wasn't. It was just pretty low there. Anyway, so we got this next one, $11.25 for 7.5 miles, 4 items. But I was like super cool with the customer, and it turned out a bit better. Plus, I got this double on top of it. Not great, but it was pretty much on the way. $4 for Burger King. That pickup though took like 10 minutes, as that Burger King always seems to take a very long time, no matter if they have a lot of customers or not. They're always going to take a very long time. Anyways, or pretty much always. Sometimes it's ready when I get there, but not usually. Anyways, so we got the Burger King order at $12.50, and we didn't get it delivered until 1:22, so it took a half an hour to make that $4. $2 base pay, $2 customer tips. So yeah, we did. If that equates to about $8 an hour, if that's all I got all day. Anyway, so the next order, we did get it dropped off. It was $6.25 base pay, $5 customer tip, $11.25. But then this came in. A customer added $5 tip on the Sally Beauty order, which is pretty cool because it turned it into $16.25, and then the extra 4 puts it at about $20.25 between those orders. And that was at $127, and we got the initial order at $12.46, so about 45 minutes to make that $20. And it was good too at the store, at least, because the helpers there are just awesome. I talked about them yesterday, but they just are super helpful. They find the items super quick, and it's just a breeze to get it in and out of the store, which I do not mind doing orders there, especially now that I've had a couple. I hadn't really had any in a long time, and then I had this one and then another one the day before. But how I got the extra tip, went ahead and made sure to get the name out of here, but I don't know if it matters if it's just the first name, but still, just in case. But anyways, I did the initial thing that's automated. You know, you just push the button and it sends. But then I said, sorry, DoorDash has me picking up BK also from another customer. Be sure to let them know that I have another order to pick up, so they know why it's taking a little bit of time. Usually they don't care too much on orders like this, but still, I always do this. Or not always, but most of the time I do this. It depends on, you know, just how exhausted I am, but I try to push and try to, you know, do really good with the customers. And he's like, all good. And I said, thank you for understanding and for the order. I appreciate it. I just dropped off the other order about to drop off to you. Thank you again for the order. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day. And then also to make sure I get the 5 stars and also just to make sure the customer's happy, I also want to thank you for the extra tip. I really appreciate it. You rock. Until next time, thank you again for the order, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Always a good way to get extra tips, get 5 stars, and also just make your customers happy in general so they'll want to reorder again. Anyways, so we got another Instacart order. I think it was about $16, something like that. Turned into $56 total, and the pending tip was $10. So $6 base pay on that, $10 customer tip. And so yeah, then we got this order when we got back to DoorDash. $3, 2.7 miles at Dairy Queen. At least it didn't take very long to pick up. But we did see this other order at the same time. I really wish I would have seen before getting that order, as it was a decent amount better. 10 items for only 1.9 miles for $14.19. I would have much preferred doing that offer or that order, but instead, $3 and a 0 tip for 17 minutes total on that one. Anyways, I was a little hungry, or at least I thought I was, and then I got some food. Got the Taco Bell with the water. What did I get? The chicken enchilada burrito. It was pretty good. I started eating it, and then I realized I'm really not that hungry, but I was hungry enough to eat it, or at least get through it. Then we saw this order, and this is one of the reasons I was going to try to start taking everything on Uber Eats, and then I realized that it's just, man, DoorDash does have some terrible offers, that's for sure, but at least the offers, you know, for mileage, or at least further out, well, at least being 100%, maybe I'm sure they send them out if you're super low like this, you know, if you have a bad acceptance rate, as I do on Uber Eats, but holy crap, I just can't get myself to accept an order like this. $6.25 for 21.2 miles. That is just craziness. It goes out in the middle of nowhere on top of it all. Anyways, we did get another Uber. This one was a pretty good one. I didn't get it screenshotted. I don't know why. I just wasn't thinking about it. But it was like $10 for the initial order, and it was like no miles. It was just down the road. And then I got another order on top of it, which wasn't great, but still not bad. It makes the total orders between the two about $15. 0.6 miles for $4.22. Anyways, we got that, and then we delivered that, and it was just kind of frustrating. When I went to drop off, I pulled in the parking lot, I turned left, and I didn't see anybody, no pedestrians at all. And, you know, I could see the full view going to the left. And so then I went to back up, just to get closer to the curb. And I checked my left mirror, and then I went to check, the backup cam, and I was slowly but surely backing up, like super slow. And I checked the right because, the right mirror, and there was somebody on the sidewalk, so I was worried about hitting them, and I was trying to make sure they didn't get out there. Luckily, I was going super slow because pedestrians just randomly came behind my car, and luckily my car alerted me, so I stopped, and then a guy just starts yelling at me like, check your mirror, blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, I checked my mirror, and then I checked my backup cam, and I'm backing up, and I'm like, I don't understand why he didn't see, because I was backing up for a while, and because I was going super slow, just trying to make sure not to hit anybody. I didn't like pull in fast because it took me, I took extra time to make sure I was going slow enough. So I don't understand how, he didn't realize that I was backing up, and I was trying to check every area, and I did, make sure to stop, but I did feel bad, but he just started freaking yelling at me. I think what happened is he didn't have his his child's hand, and I think they just bolted, I think is what happened, and so he had to run after him, which, man, I'm so glad that they're okay. And I was cautious because there's a lot of drivers on, especially in that parking lot, they just don't give a crap and they just freaking floor it. Luckily, I'm cautious, but I don't know. I feel bad about that. It's one of those things that's just like a wake-up call that I'm like, all right, I need to be more cautious. Oh, dang, now I have to splice these two videos together. I didn't realize I didn't have any space left on my phone. I keep freaking not remembering to delete stuff. Anyways, let's go on. So next order that I was not about to do, 14.8 miles for $7.09. Another one on Uber Eats. It's just, yeah, it is a reminder of, it might suck on DoorDash some of the times, but they don't throw those out. At least I don't see them as much as I used to. That is for sure. Anyways, let's go on. $9 for 2.2 miles. It is 2 orders though. Wendy's and O'Blarney's. Not a terrible order, but it was a double, and it was one of my favorite customers, and both the customers were pretty cool. I didn't get any extra tips on it, but it was decently quick. It took about a half an hour. Make that $9. $2.50 base pay, $3.50 on the one, and $3 customer tip on the other one. Anyways, we got the next one, $42 for 4.7 miles, 2 orders, 19 items, $4.30, and then it took, oh yeah, we saw these other, let me just see what that, darn it. It was $5.23, so that order took us about an hour to complete, which is not bad at all. Pretty decent order on that. But then we saw these other orders, $32, which I wouldn't take that one, even though, it seems like it's pretty decent, but you got high mileage plus a decent amount of items, so no thank you. This one's pretty good if I was actually in that area. Not great, but still not bad. Close mileage with an okay amount of items. Anyways, we got some other ones. The top one is a pretty good order. I wish I would have grabbed, but I was busy at the time. And then, that one was still there. And so, yeah, we got $11 base pay on the two, $1 tip on one, and $10 on the other one, making it $22. Anyway, so this other one popped up that was another good one, but I don't remember why I didn't take it. Oh, I know it was a gamble. We got $12.49, 12 items, 2.7 miles. But I was like, let's see if DoorDash will throw me a better order than this one. And dun dun dun, nope. $6.50 and $1 extra for verifying store sticker, 3.3 miles. It was a Dragonfly. So, yeah. And then this is a new thing that I've never seen. Earn $1 extra, take a photo to verify the store has a DoorDash window sticker display. They did not have the window sticker displayed. So it had me ask them, did you get your sticker, blah, blah, blah. And the guy's like, I don't know. He was just a regular employee, had nothing, he had no idea about the window sticker. So I just wrote that in there that the employee said he doesn't know about it. And I got the extra $1. Anyways, so it doesn't show the amount that I got between the tip and the order. It doesn't even show the correct amount when that happens. But we got $1 base pay, $2.50 customer tip, and a $1 extra for that, verifying that thing. Anyways, we got this one that I just wouldn't take unless it was super dead. Grocery outlet, 30 items, 8.2 miles for $29.81. It's not a bad order, but oh my gosh, it's just the grocery outlet, it's at least better for me now that I've shopped there a good amount now. But it's just it's just frustrating. It's not there's so many things out of stock that it becomes such a pain in the butt a lot of times because of their, fluctuating inventory. Anyways, so I got the next one that was Happy Teriyaki. Got that one. And this one was I thought was a good order. It was only 3.8 miles for $10, but it took 15 minutes into waiting to get that order. And I did it, but it was, not very good. And anyways, on to the next one. This really awesome order, $3.8 miles for 2 items. Could be worse. At least it only took 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Technically, if you go 10 minutes times 6, 6 times 3 is 18. So technically, it still is over minimum wage. If I got, 6 of those orders and completed them in an hour. Anyways, we got the Royal Sushi in Teriyaki, 0.7 miles for $7.50. This one was ready on time, which does make it somewhat worth it. We got $3 base pay, $4.50 customer tips for $10.50 for the half an hour. So almost about $20 an hour if you double that. Anyways, we got this one that was decent enough. $15, 3.4 miles for 8 items at Safeway. So we got that one dropped off, and $8 base pay, $5 customer tips, $13 total. And then we got this one that was almost the same exact order, just slightly different. $18.50 for 3.1 miles, $8 or 8 items at Safeway also. Like I said, pretty much the same exact miles, just a tiny bit more or a tiny bit less. And the pay is just slightly more. Anyway, so I was hungry and I got random crap. Boston cream pie, got Cheez-Its, and I got Snickers. It was something to hold me over. And then I saw this order. It was actually a pretty decent order. 19 items, 7.1 miles for $38.53. But I really didn't want to go to Home Depot. And I also didn't want to go down south. It was Centralia Safeway, though. I didn't realize that. I might have taken it if I would have realized it was Centralia Safeway, but I thought it was the Chehalis Safeway. See, didn't notice that. Because that's a determining factor, because then I could have shopped at the Safeway, Centralia Safeway, then headed to Home Depot, and then dropped it off, depending on the items, though. Because sometimes big items get mixed in there that won't fit in my car. Anyway, so we got $5.50 base pay, $8 customer tip. And then we got this one that was 2 orders, 5 items, $19.70, 4.4 miles. Got that one. That was pretty decent. Amazing, but it was 8:21 and we ended at 9:04. So about a half an hour-ish. No, 40 minutes-ish. 45 minutes-ish. Yeah, I can't even calculate time sometimes. Anyway, so yeah, it was $1 base pay, $6.20 customer tip on that one, $2.50 on the other one. And then, so yeah, we're still at 100% acceptance rate, 100% completion rate, 93% on time, 5 stars, 354 deliveries, 13,858 lifetime deliveries. And for DoorDash, this is what we made yesterday. As you can see, those are the different amounts. And then, for DoorDash, we made a total of $147.70. And then, those are the amounts that we made in the tips. For a total on Uber, $28.38, and then Instacart of $56.12, and a grand total yesterday of $232.20. And I technically worked about 11 and a half hours yesterday, about when I started, but we're just going to count it as 11 hours. And we still made about the same exact average as we did before, $21.10, 11 cents if you round up. So yeah, almost exactly the same. I was hoping that multi-apping and coming back to the store in town would have equated to a good amount more money, but at least not yesterday. I'm hoping today will be better. Gotta get this video up still. I gotta splice videos together too, so that takes extra time. But I didn't want to re-record everything again. Anyways, I better get to it. Get this video up, try to get to work. Oh, also, on my car, we are now at 19,164 miles. So only about 800 miles to go until we're at 20,000 miles. Yeah, killing the miles. Yesterday was a little bit less mileage, though, since we stayed in town. And anytime I went out of the zone, I made sure to come back. And I still accepted everything, but I made sure that we stayed downtown, which does equate to less mileage since we don't have the double miles as often. Anyways, please thumbs up, share, comment, subscribe. Lots more stuff to come on this channel. Bye for now.